the exact thing that I didn't want to happen happened. That's just how life is sometimes. Hello! Today we are trying something a little different. It is called The Best I Can. So, if you can tell by the title, we're starting a new little series on here. I know a bunch of people do this on YouTube already. I know Joshua Weissman's done it. I know David Seymour has done it. So I'm not trying to like steal anybody's idea. I just really want to make Butterfingers and Claire Saffitz recipe looked super rad. We're going to try to make what she made. My boyfriend Michael wanted some Butterfingers and he was like, oh, I saw this video of this chef making Butterfingers, and I was like, I think I know what you're talking about. I've been wanting to make a video trying to make something she's done, so what a great place to start. Also, Valentine's Day is today. If you're watching this on Valentine's Day, the day I'm putting it out, and if you're not, then it was a couple days ago. I thought, wow, what a perfect way to get so many things done all at once and get to take you guys along with me, which is my favorite thing to do. You guys know I would not have been able to complete my little room renovation if it wasn't for you. The spicy noodle challenge did not go super well on my YouTube, but it did go really well on my Patreon. So if you want to check that out, my Patreon's right there. So let's make some Butterfingers. The only thing I did not already have in my kitchen was fuelatine. I only already opened it because I just measured it out, but I haven't tried it yet. It is sweetened crepes that have been dried and crushed up. Oh, I mean, that's fantastic. You know what it tastes exactly like? Those wafer cookies that have the baton wafers. So they're basically just like sweetened, dried flakes of crepe flakes. So we're gonna be using these. This was the only specialty ingredient I got. Well, Michael got it for me on Amazon because I was like, Mama, if you want Butterfingers. Thanks to Claire Saffitz. I know she has since left the Bon Appetit test kitchen and started her own stuff, which looks amazing, and she's doing such a great job at. Not that she needs my validation, but she's crushing it. Let's start. This recipe is not listed, like written out in the video that Claire makes them in. So I just was listening and wrote it down. I sent it to myself. That's all the instruction we have. She does a wonderful job of explaining it in the video. To not be watching it, I just wrote it down, blah, 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 you get it. So we need to measure out all this stuff, which is great because that way you can't go wrong. When you measure, like do it the metric way, like by cups, it gets a little tricky. You wanna be as precise as you can. Also, shout out to my old job that I had to stop at to get gloves to make these Butterfingers, and I also got a latte. Here is a list of things that you will need if you also want to take this little journey and try your best with me. You're gonna need brown sugar, granulated sugar, light corn syrup, fuelatine, some baking soda to toss the fuelatine into, natural peanut butter, salt, vanilla, and your preferred chocolate. Milk, dark, I'm gonna use semi-sweet. Oh, and a scale if you don't have one. I think I got this at Bed Bath & Beyond like 5 years ago and it still works. Let's get measuring. This is gonna be fun. I'm clearly so ready for it. I'm going to use a candy thermometer, but if it gives me a hard time, I'll just use an instant read. Candy thermometer looks like this. So I'm just bringing this together over medium-high heat so that it all combines. Now, I think like a lot of people, the thing I'm mostly concerned about is tempering the chocolate. Tempering chocolate is this really like convoluted process of making chocolate like snappy and shiny and sexy and fun. I'm more of like a melt it and throw it on the thing type of person, but that doesn't really work in terms of candy making because then it's not pretty and doesn't taste as good because the fats haven't melted properly. It's a whole thing. It's worth it to temper it. So I will be taking you guys on that journey, even though I think it's gonna be a little tricky, but we'll do it together. Let's take a look at our sugar. Hello. Okay, so once it does reach 270, that's when we're going to toss in our fuelatine, and then we put it onto a still pat, which I don't normally love to work with. I don't know why, I just had like not great cookie baking experiences when I was like 15, so I decided that I hate them. Oh, whoops, where are we at? Oh, okay, yikes, we hit 270. I add my fuelatine and baking soda. That obviously expands the candy quite a bit, and then I have to very quickly bring it to my still pat. I think I started working with this when it was way too hot because it was a big old sticky mess, but once it started to cool a little, it was pulling away quite a bit better. So then I flatten it out and I add my natural peanut butter. I fold that into like a little envelope and I start to pull that again until it gets to the point where I can feel it is setting. And then I try and shape it with my bench scraper and I try to cut it into pretty even pieces. And I was just feeling pretty nervous the whole time. There's a little piece and you'll see how it turned out. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but the exact thing that I didn't want to happen, happened. That's just how life is sometimes. I do have a little, yeah, okay, now my hair's in it. How'd that happen? I do have a little piece, and it kind of looks like hers. Okay, I need to redo this. So now I kind of have the order of operations better though. So look at that. Let's try this again. Okay, so something I really honestly thought was going to happen was I was gonna be like, yeah, and like the candy part's done. Crunch, crunch, let's get ready to temper chocolate. Not what happened. Everything went a little too quick for old Reenskerdoots. I'm gonna pay a little closer attention this time. And I'm just gonna push you guys back and you'll watch the magic happen from there. Something that I think is weird about Michael is he really likes candy that like sticks to your teeth, which to me is so gross. Like, I hate that feeling. Leave in the comments if you like when candy sticks to your teeth. I think it's so gross. I can't stand it. I'm always scared it's gonna like rip my fillings out. I do not think that these are still going to be edible, but just in case them cooling makes it better, I might as well save them. I think I'm gonna pull it off a little before 270 because I think it got a little too hot. So I'm just keeping my eye on this boil, boil, boil. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. I've got my Fuelatine ready to go. We've got this. The only thing that matters about this is that we've got it. Psyching myself up. It is very hot. A sugar burn is one of the worst burns that you can get. So it's definitely not fun to be playing around with that, but I'm gonna stir it in at 260. Actually, I'm just gonna leave you right there. Is that okay? Can I leave you right there? I'm gonna remove my thermom. Gonna stir in my Fuelatine. So I'm not even saying this because I need to in my heart. I think that this is a better batch. I have this little piece. We're gonna let that cool. I'm gonna take a little lunch break. I'll check back in soon. Okay, so after a quick break and some lunch pasta, like my brain doesn't process pasta for lunch. Like pasta's such a dinner thing. So whenever I have like leftovers and I eat pasta the next day, it's always like fun. So I had some lunch pasta. Let's make some candy. Here's something that happened. I learned that Claire Saffitz is an incredibly smart and much more talented person than I am, which I know we all knew before, but it's nice to have the reminder. The first batch actually turned out to be pretty good. Like, very good, actually. I'm very happy with it. I do think it needed to cool down quite a bit. Second batch, kind of garbage. So, second batch. And here's the first batch. I'm very glad I didn't throw those out. Now we're gonna move on to one of, to me, the most daunting things in a kitchen, which is tempering chocolate. To temper means to keep it in the temperature in which the fat crystals form in a way that keeps your chocolate shiny and snappy and cute instead of dull and bendy and not as pleasant to eat. I was reading an article that was like, everybody shut up, it's not even hard to temper, you're just not doing it in the microwave. And we all know how I feel about taking shortcuts, because it usually doesn't work, but maybe it will this time. This says semi-sweet chocolate, which is what we're using, should not go above 88 degrees. Put in there for 30 seconds. On high, then stir. If this really is a way to temper your chocolate, then wow. I think it might be one of those, it's just too easy kind of things. Too good to be true. One more time for 30 seconds. Then 15, then 10. Oh, that's hot. Okay, now 15. Okay, so that's already too hot. This is already up. So this is wrong. So it already went above 90 degrees, which is like the most it can get to. Since this is wrong, hopefully I'll be able to show you a properly tempered swatch of this. But we're gonna take this, put it in the freezer, and the way that that sets up will show us that it's not properly tempered, unfortunately. So I'm glad I didn't waste all my chocolate. So what I've done is now I am setting up a double boiler to hopefully get this to be the right temperature. Also, here's how our garbage chocolate looks. It's 88 degrees. I don't know if I've ruined it or not, but let's just try. Okay, my camera stopped recording, obviously, right in the middle of that, so I'm gonna just try to get some semblance of me doing these. The thing is they're not gonna look pretty, and that's bothering me a lot. But I just wanna get them covered in this chocolate that I'm almost 100% certain is not tempered properly. So why does it matter? So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to make a little design, or not. Okay, too much chocolate. Okay, I hate this. Something very fun and fresh and cool and sexy that happened to me was my battery died while I was putting my fake tempered chocolate on my little candy bars. So what I want to show you is how I'm going to trim them to make them look not truly hideous. You're saying, Irene, they don't look that bad. Yes, they do. They sure do. Let's take a gander. Oh, look, that didn't even stick. Perfect. I like that it's not sticking. I think that might be my favorite part of this journey so far, which is not even on the bottom, which is very cool. So these are the Butterfingers we have. I'm gonna let them like hang out in the fridge, I guess. The chocolate didn't temper, obviously, but the inside is very Butterfingery, and like when you eat it together and you're not looking at it as like a perfect Butterfinger, I mean, it really is delicious. Did we make a better Butterfinger? Yeah. Do you need to? Probably not. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. And, you know, hang out for our next episode of Trying My Best, where we're gonna make whatever you leave in the comments. Whatever comment is the most liked, I will make it in the next episode of Trying My Best. I'll see you there.